Hello, welcome back to the Four County Real Estate Show. I'm your host, Kevin Carey with Caliber Home Loans. I've got Mike Tebeau with me. Mike is with NPI Inspections. He is a home inspector here. So Mike, welcome.
Thank you.
All right, so Mike, look, home inspectors, obviously it's a very important part. Not every home inspector is created equally from what I've understood in personal experience. But tell me a little bit about your experience. How long have you been doing this? What's your background? Just kind of go into that for us.
Okay. Background, we'll start with mid-'80s. Started building, remodeling homes all the way through the 2000s. Did some commercial, facilities maintenance, which got me involved heavily with electrical and training and all that stuff. Been inspecting homes since 2011.
Okay.
Owned my own company since then. With all that experience, it allows me to do a home inspection efficiently and accurately, so that the clients can get what what a typical home inspection would take, maybe 4 hours, 3 hours even. I come to an inspection with two guys. So there's me and there's another inspector.
Okay.
I am the lead inspector, so everything goes through me since
Okay.
I'm the experienced and more knowledgeable inspector. We typically get a home inspection done, even on somewhat larger houses, in 2 hours or even less.
That's good.
So
Yeah, I mean, because I hear stories all the time. Hey, look, I have to go to my home inspection. My realtor told me to block off 4 hours.
right,
Right.
and time is money. People,
Right.
no one wants to sit around a house and watch some other guy test everything for 4 hours.
Right. Now, obviously, if I'm listening to this video for the first time, I go, well, if someone's going to be there for 4 compared to someone that's going to be there for 2, am I going to get a better, efficient report from someone who's spending more time, 4 hours, than someone who's spending 2? Is that the case or not?
If I'm spending 2 hours, it's like 4 hours.
Okay.
Because 2 guys, 2 hours each is 4 hours.
Gotcha.
So that's part of the reason why it goes quicker. And my experience with having more than one guy do a single job, jobs don't go twice as fast. They typically go 3 times as fast.
Okay.
Because there's a lot more efficiency going on there.
Right. Okay. All right. So, Mike, look, I know when I bought my first house years ago, new in the mortgage business, didn't have any relationships, had a home inspection done, and personally, the guy scared the crap out of me, right? I mean, it was 3 pages worth of stuff of things that were wrong with the house, and I'm looking at this and going, God, if I buy this house, I feel like the house is going to fall down on top of me the next day. Now, obviously, I've learned over the years of buying houses and stuff that some inspectors will over-document, right? Or protect themselves.
Correct.
Okay. Tell me how you're different. I mean, look, I've used Mike personally, so I kind of already know how this is going to go, but tell everyone out there what makes you different and why your philosophy isn't maybe to over-document and scare the client, but maybe more of an education piece. So explain that.
Well, okay, so when we document as well, okay, but when we document, a lot of it's informative information, and a lot of it is maintenance items. That's every house is going to have to go through. Every house goes through.
Right.
So if there's a crooked floor in say a house built in 1850, and it's not falling down. It's been like that for forever. I call something like that, instead of failing crooked floors, I call it character. Because
Gotcha.
we all know,
Right.
You got to understand what you're buying.
Right.
Being in the trades for so long, I understand certain things. I understand the way they did things in the 80s, 90s, 2000. And if you think back, and I hate to say it, when something was built in the 80s and 90s, it was a long time ago.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, just think houses are going to settle. They're going to move.
They're going to move. And,
right.
And the building techniques, they have changed. They have. But it doesn't necessarily make it wrong.
Right.
So a lot of inspectors, they come from different backgrounds. So they know what they're taught in class.
Right.
And what's being taught on YouTube and Facebook and all that stuff. They just don't understand the old school way of doing some work, and understanding that it does work, and it has worked for centuries.
Right. So, Mike, the last question for you. What areas do you cover? Where do you go? Where don't you go? Kind of thing.
Well, if I have I'll go anywhere, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Last week I was in Baltimore. I go all the way up to Hagerstown. I was in Silver Spring last week as well.
Okay.
So also today I'm in Westminster.
Right.
Frederick, Westminster, back in Frederick.
So is it safe to say you just cover Maryland, or do you cover DC, Virginia, West
At this
Virginia,
point,
Pennsylvania?
I'm only licensed in Maryland.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
There's a controversy, or I don't know what's going on with Pennsylvania. We can't find any documentation that say you need a license up there.
Right.
So, but from what I hear, you need a license, but I don't know how to go about getting it or whatever.
Gotcha. Okay, so looking to expand up there, but bureaucratic red tape.
Oh yeah, I'm looking to expand West Virginia as well.
Good.
I don't want to make my circle too big.
Right.
You know, I don't want to be driving all that. I'd rather be inspected.
Right. All right, well, look, listen, when you're going through the home inspection process, look, a lot of realtors in our area use Mike. His contact information is behind me. I know you can reach out and ask him questions, but like I said, the one thing I like about Mike is it's that lack of scare factor, right? A lot of home inspectors, as I told you when I bought my first house, scared me. Like I didn't know, I don't know anything about this stuff. I don't know if I should be worried about this or not worried about that. Mike's philosophy is more of an education, but more importantly, pointing out really the things that are major issues, right? When you're buying a house that's 10, 15, 20 years old, as Mike said, it's got character, right?
Every house has issues.
Right, and so, but what Mike does that I really like and what he does with his clients is he really gets the root of the things that are important. These are the things that you need to know. These are the things that could be major repairs, major cost items compared to some of the nickel and dime stuff that just comes with the house that's 15 to 20 years old.
Correct.
All right? Well, listen, again, if you need a great home inspector, Mike's information is behind me. Feel free to reach out to him. Mike, thank you very much for being here today. And if you like what you saw, there's a subscribe button down below. Please hit subscribe, and thank you very much for joining us today. Take care. Bye-bye.